Hey everybody, Marcus here, MWX Performance and MWX Racing. There's been a little bit of a surge with the R1s getting out there, which is great. So, with that, I kind of gonna go backwards a little bit, and I'm gonna assemble a front end with the ZS components. Now, the ZS originally stands for zero slop. Kingpin front suspensions are known for having a little bit more slop because the axle has to ride on the kingpin, and the only way to do that is to make it a little bit loose. So what I've done with the ZS line is I've made a knuckle that has an O-ring at the top and an O-ring in the bottom that touch the kingpin. Now, in most situations, especially lower grip, you don't really need any kind of dampening grease in it because you want the car to, the O-rings themselves supply enough friction for that. But lately with some of these bigger races, there's been a lot of grip. So with that, you have to make some changes. Today, you got your standard bulkhead, 1-3 camber plate, and I have some new ones coming out, by the way. Like about 5 more different camber plates coming soon. Got our kingpin, coated kingpin, arm ball. And we have a knuckle. Here's a ZS knuckle with a ZS axle. Another question that I get a lot is, what's the difference between the red and the black camber plates? Well, the difference is that the red camber plate is designed with the front end that has a lot of slop in it, so the dimensions are different. And because you have slop on the wheel bearings, you have slop in the kingpin to axle, it makes 2-3 more degrees of camber, which is not optimal. So the ZS line, once you start using the knuckles, you get rid of any slop there, and then when you use the axles, you get rid of all the slop, all the wheel slop. Cuts about almost 2 degrees off the static camber when you use both in conjunction with each other. And the black plates are made to adapt for that. So, first thing we're going to do, we're going to put an O-ring on. Lately, I've been using a lot of the marker grease. I'm really kind of liking it. They have, he's got an O-ring grease, which is excellent. So once I have the O-ring on, I'm going to take just a little bit of this O-ring grease. I'm going to make sure the O-ring gets wet, and then I'm going to wipe it off. All right, and then leave it in the middle. That's fine. Next thing we're going to do is I'm going to take some of the Marca 5000, which is right here. It's the green. And we're going to put a little bit on the kingpin. Not too much. And basically, what we're trying to do is build the knuckle and keep the grease captured inside. That way you get consistent dampening. Okay. Now we're going to take our knuckle. We're going to slide it on. And you don't push it all the way down. You want to kind of wiggle a little bit, get the grease around a couple times, really slow. Get the grease in there, move it. Once you get it down by the O-ring, go ahead and push it down about halfway more, about like that. And then we're going to put a little bit more of that 5000 grease. And like I said, what we're trying to do is get as much grease as possible inside the knuckle. It's not a lot. Once you get that layer of grease on, we're going to put another O-ring. Okay, that O-ring's on. Now, instead of pushing it down, you want to bring the O-ring up. But before you do that, go ahead and put your shim on, or a shim anyway. This is not really a shim, but we're going to use it because I don't have one handy. All right. Once you do that, bring the knuckle up to the shim, and then bring the whole thing down to the bottom. And what you'll see is there's not a lot of grease in excess there. And if there is a little bit, while you can, go ahead and just wipe it off. Again, this is not really the right spacer that goes on there. That's actually a perch. All right. So we're going to wipe that off a little bit. All right. Now I got the right spacer. And again, this particular model this isn't shim for a car. We're just going through the motions of building it. All right, so once we've got that done, now it's time to move on to the arm. Now, when these parts are machined, especially these really small parts, these are made, thousands at a time. And so if you're not familiar with a lathe, when you part a tool off, a part off, the backside usually has a burr. This is the same case with these. It's a very, very small burr. It actually does, it fits fine. But when you're building these cars, these national level cars, you don't leave any stone unturned. So any chance I have to make something smooth or fit better or, whatever it may be, I take it. So what's happening here is I printed a half arm ball. This red right here is a chamfer that's put on when they machine it, as you can see there. Now, when they come out and they part off the back side of the tool, right there doesn't get a radius, and you really can't put one on there. So what we're gonna basically do is take the arm ball and carefully, guys, I'm saying this on a video, but don't hurt yourself with this because you can cut yourself pretty bad. You're basically gonna take the arm and the ball, and you're going to take your small blade and just clean up the edge of it. Just break it off a little bit all the way around. I find that if you put the ball in the arm first and then spin the ball to the side that's got the burr, which is this side, then you kind of hold it in your hand like that. Now, I'm going to take the blade and barely touch there. Obviously, you don't poke yourself, and go around. Really, really light. You don't even see much. Okay, so once you've done that, the ball will be a lot freer on the kingpin. So now we're going to put the arm on. Super, super, super free. I've got the aluminum ball studs, which they're a smidge on the small side. I did that on purpose so you don't have to worry about breaking in. And as you can tell, it's butter smooth. Super, super smooth. All right, so once we've done that, then we're going to take your lower spring perch and what you want to do with the perch mount is the same exact thing that you would do with the arm ball. This particular one, because I did not bring one over to here, I'm going to show you with aluminum one. It's the same process. You're basically going to take the side that is sharper, take your razor blade, and you're going to do the same thing we did with the ball. So then you'll install the lower spring perch, which will be white. And you don't need that on the top because the top is where the top is stationary. The bottom moves when the spring compresses, so you don't have to put the nylon perch on top. It doesn't serve a purpose. And that's it. You put your E-clip on it for that, and you've got your very, very smooth built front end. All right, thank you very much.